Why did you choose this album to be the one that was titled Bryson Tiller?
I just feel like it was the perfect time in my career, mainly just because, everybody wants to dictate what I do, what Bryson Tiller does, or tell me who Bryson Tiller is. And I just feel like this is my moment to be like, no, I'm going to tell you who Bryson Tiller is and what Bryson Tiller does and what Bryson Tiller is capable of. So
another album I really like is the Anniversary album that came out. How many years ago was that? Maybe like 3-4 years ago?
2020.
2020, exactly, yeah, like 3-4 years ago. So what changed between the Anniversary album and the Bryson Tiller album now? Was it like a chip on your shoulder that you wanted to get off, or was it just kind of like just caring less about critics? What changed?
The biggest, with the Anniversary album, that was like my first album after like my depression and whatnot. And that was just kind of like me trying to get back into it. Also pay homage to my first album, which people always tell me to make Trap Soul 2. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to make Trap Soul 2.
Right.
But, just to show that it can't be done again, you know what I mean? And I even talked about that a lot on the album, you know what I mean, on the Anniversary, just like on Timeless Interlude, on the interludes and whatnot. But, just telling people, like, and that's why the album cover is looking back at the other album cover, like, a lot of time references, like, we can't go back in time. Even if I was to pull, 3 Trap Soul leftovers and put them on this album, it's still not going to hit the same as this did.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what I did on this album, on that album. So anyways, after I did that, that was the last album. And also, Trap Soul, I did that 100% by myself.
Right.
Writing, I wrote everything, picked all the beats.
Crazy.
And yeah, I was like, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna just put the same formula, you know what I mean? That people are just like, all you gotta do is just do this. And it's just like, okay, we'll see that. I'll do it for y'all, for the love of it. It was a 5-year anniversary coming up for the album, so I was like, this is perfect. Let me do it. But then after that, I was like, all right, it was COVID time, so I was like, you know what I mean? That means I get to take as much time as I can to make as much music as I want, because I couldn't tour. So I was like, I'm about to make everything. I made a Christmas album. I made a Killer Instinct. It was a 10-year anniversary of my first ever mixtape, Killer Instinct. So I made Killer Instinct too. And then after that, I was like, okay, cool. Now it's time to make this album. So I started working with people, working with writers and stuff. I never worked with writers before, so that's the biggest difference between this album and that album for the most part. Me working with people. I wrote a lot of songs on the album too, but I really wanted to, just.
Is that why like the range is a little more? There's a little more variety on this album.
Absolutely, yeah. Pooh Bear had,
shout out to Pooh Bear, man, legend.
Exactly, legend.
Do your research if y'all know who Pooh Bear is.
Exactly, yeah. He wrote Undertow and he wrote Assume the Position, just to put me in a different mode, and I really appreciate him for that. And then my brother Velas brought my brother 15 Euros, Che crew. We was just in there just cooking up, man, having a great time. And I never did studio sessions like that. It would be us like kind of like this set up right here, just on mics, singing, you know what I mean, doing like little references and then going in like piecing together lyrics in the kitchen, you know what I mean, writing shit on the wall. Like I really liked that process. I was like, man, this made music fun again. I never did this in a while.
What city was it? Was it LA?
LA, yeah, we did a Perfect Sound. You've been there before, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.